Capricorn, this is not paranoia, and it's not just a weird feeling. Someone you once trusted, maybe a close friend, maybe a relative, maybe someone who had easy access to your space, hid 4 specific objects inside your home, and those objects have been pulling at your luck, your peace, and your momentum in a way that looks like life problems, but behaves like a silent interference. The longer they stay, the stronger the heaviness becomes. Delays that don't make sense, tension that rises out of nowhere, that sticky sense of stagnation that follows you even when you're doing everything right. Before we go any deeper, anchor this message to your energy so it finds the right place in you. In the comments, tell me your date of birth and your zodiac sign. Not as a trend, like a spiritual signature that says, I'm here, I'm present, and I'm taking my power back. And as you do, breathe slower, because what you're about to hear isn't meant to scare you, it's meant to wake you up. Now, I want you to understand something clearly. None of this was accidental. These weren't random items left behind. These weren't old things you forgot about. Each object plays a role. Each one was chosen for a reason. And the 4th object is the most dangerous because it acts like the main switch, the one that keeps the entire pattern alive. I'll reveal that final object at the very end, so stay with me until the last moment, because the full picture is what breaks the cycle. If you want messages like this that protect your path and sharpen your intuition, subscribe to Capricorn Intuition now so you don't miss what's coming next. Some warnings arrive at one precise time, and if you're hearing this, it's because your spirit was guided here on purpose. Here's what I need you to do first. Reclaim your authority. Fear feeds bad energy. Certainty starves it. So write this decree in the comments as a declaration of ownership over your life and your home. I, Capricorn, reclaim my power, cleanse my home, and no curse has control over me. When you put your intention into words, you stop being a passive target and become the one steering the atmosphere. Now focus, Capricorn, because the first object is usually already affecting you, and it often looks so harmless that people dismiss it. The first thing you must remove from your home is a piece of clothing that isn't truly yours anymore. Something old and unused that someone insisted on leaving with you. It could be a jacket, a hoodie, a scarf, a sweater, a shirt, anything made of fabric that carries wear, memory, and emotional residue. Sometimes it's framed as a gift. Sometimes it's left behind after a visit. Sometimes someone says, just keep it, I'll get it later. And somehow later never comes. Fabric holds energy like a sponge. And when clothing was worn during envy, resentment, bitterness, or hidden competition, it can carry that frequency into your space. That's the point. The person who left it wasn't just being forgetful. They understood that the longer it stayed, the more it could cling to the atmosphere of your home. This item is usually tucked away where you won't think about it. Shoved behind other clothes, folded inside a box, buried in the back of a closet, pushed under a bed, hidden in a drawer that barely gets opened. It's positioned to feel insignificant, but energetically, it behaves like an anchor, quietly tying your home to the emotional state of the person who placed it there. And you've likely felt the symptoms, waking up tired even after sleeping, feeling mentally foggy for no clear reason, running into small obstacles that keep multiplying, money moving slower than it should, motivation dropping at the worst times, tension in the home that has no obvious source. Capricorn, your home is your base. When the base is compromised, everything above it becomes heavier. So do not donate this clothing. Do not give it to someone else. Do not cleanse it and keep it. And don't simply move it to another room. Remove it completely from your home. If you can, put it in a sealed bag before taking it out. Not because you need to be afraid, because you're being deliberate. You're closing a door instead of leaving it half open. When it leaves your space, many Capricorns feel the shift immediately. The air feels lighter, the room feels quieter, your breathing feels deeper, your thoughts feel less crowded. That is your confirmation. Your body recognizes what your logical mind has been trying to explain away. And Capricorn, if a memory suddenly rises, if you suddenly remember who gave it to you, when they gave it to you, how you felt about it, pay attention. That memory surfacing is not random. It's your intuition pulling a thread so you can see the full web. Not everyone who smiles at you is rooting for your expansion. Some people don't want to fight you openly. They prefer to slow you down privately. That's what this first object was designed to do. After you remove it, open a window. Let fresh air move through the space. This isn't about complicated rituals, it's about conscious authority. Imagine the stagnant energy leaving the way smoke leaves when a door opens. Your home responds to the dominant energy inside it, and when you decide to lead, everything shifts. Now we move to the second object, and this one is more personal because it targets your self-trust. It doesn't just attract bad luck, it weakens your confidence, disrupts your clarity, and makes you second-guess decisions that used to feel simple. Capricorn, the second object you must remove is a cracked, chipped, broken, or stained mirror that was brought into your home and left there intentionally. It doesn't matter if the crack is tiny. It doesn't matter if the mirror is decorative. A damaged mirror doesn't just reflect an image, it reflects your energy back to you in a distorted way. And when your reflection is symbolically fractured in your space, your inner certainty begins to fracture too, slowly, quietly, in ways you'd never immediately blame on a mirror. This is why you may have started doubting yourself more than usual, comparing yourself unnecessarily, questioning your choices, feeling mentally pulled in two directions. It's like you're walking forward, but your mind keeps turning back, reevaluating, replaying, hesitating. That is the interference. This mirror is often placed where you don't give it much attention. A hallway, behind a door, a secondary bathroom, the inside of a closet door, an area you pass by quickly. It sits outside your main focus, but it still touches your field every time you move past it. Its effect spreads through the home like a subtle fog, quiet enough to ignore, strong enough to influence. And Capricorn, you may remember something now. Who brought that mirror? Who insisted it was fine? Who suggested keeping it even though it wasn't perfect? Sometimes it's an inherited item. Sometimes it's a gift. Sometimes it's something that just ended up there. That's exactly how these things enter, through normality. The sharpest betrayal often wears the mask of ordinary. While that broken mirror stays, inner conflict grows, small decisions feel heavier, your mind gets louder. It's not physical exhaustion, it's energetic disruption. The mirror reflects false versions of your path, and you've been trying to build a future while walking through invisible confusion. So here's what you do. Do not repair it. Do not store it as a keepsake. Do not cleanse it and keep it. Remove it entirely, wrap it carefully, and take it out of your home. And as you do, avoid looking into it one last time, because the point is to break the connection cleanly without giving it one final moment of reflection. When it's gone, you'll feel the difference. Your thoughts begin to organize, your breathing softens. That invisible pressure that's been sitting on your chest, your mind or your mood, starts to lift. You don't need proof beyond that. Your energy always tells the truth. And right here, midway through, pause for 1 second and support this message if it's resonating. Gently tap the like button, not just for the algorithm, but as a signal to your own subconscious. I'm choosing clarity. I'm choosing protection. I'm choosing myself. Now understand how these objects work together. The clothing absorbed, the broken mirror distorted. They created a loop, drained energy plus fractured self-trust. That combination keeps a Capricorn tired, doubtful, and easier to delay. But you're breaking it, layer by layer. Now the third object targets your material world. It's designed to disrupt prosperity, cause constant small losses, and create the feeling that you're always restarting. Capricorn, The third object you must remove is a dried, withered, dead, or artificial plant that was placed inside your home with intention. It can look harmless, it can look stylish, it can be just decoration. It may have been there for years. But energetically, dead plants symbolize stagnation, and artificial plants imitate life without carrying life's natural movement. They create a loop, effort without bloom, motion without result. This plant is often positioned strategically, near the entrance, in a corner of the living room, close to a window beside a workspace, near the place where money decisions are made or where you spend time planning your future. It's placed where it can influence momentum, and its job is simple: make progress feel twice as hard, make opportunities arrive with friction, make money come in slower and leave faster. That's why you've seen unexpected expenses, delays that appear out of nowhere, plans that collapse at the last moment, small losses that add up, and that draining frustration of, why is everything taking so long? Capricorn, it wasn't your ability. It wasn't your discipline. It was constant interference. And again, your memory may spark. Who gave you that plant? Who suggested putting it there? Who insisted it looked perfect in that corner? Sometimes it arrives with a sweet smile and a kind phrase. But the intention isn't only in the object, it's in the placement. Corners hold energy. Entrances hold energy. Windows hold energy. And someone used that knowledge, whether consciously or intuitively, to slow your flow. Do not try to revive it. Do not keep it for later. Do not move it to a balcony and pretend it's out of your life. Remove it completely from your home. Once it's gone, clean the area where it sat. Again, no complicated rituals needed. Just clear intention. Imagine that corner breathing again. Imagine circulation returning. Imagine your home exhaling what it's been holding. When the plant leaves, many Capricorns feel motivation return. Ideas feel less blocked. Your mind becomes more forward-facing. You feel an internal untying, like a knot loosening. That's the confirmation. Your energy responds immediately when it's no longer being choked. Now, Capricorn, we've reached the final layer, the one that keeps the whole system alive. The fourth object isn't just bad luck. It's fear and control. It's the watching energy that makes your space feel slightly uncomfortable, especially at night, even when nothing is visibly wrong. And as long as it remains, the other patterns can attempt to reactivate. Capricorn, the fourth object you must remove is a human-shaped doll, a figure, a symbolic person-form item, or a strange amulet with the shape of a body that someone placed in your home on purpose. It might look handmade, it might look cultural or decorative, it might look innocent, but its purpose is not decoration. It was placed as a focus point, an anchor for heavy intention. These objects are often positioned in places that feel like they're facing the home. On a shelf, above eye level, in a closet, in a rarely used room, tucked among other items, placed somewhere you don't question. Sometimes it's kept in a box. Sometimes it's displayed like art. But energetically, it behaves like a receiver that holds attention, collects fear, and leaks discomfort into the environment. That's why your home stopped feeling fully restful. That's why anxiety showed up without a clear reason. That's why you could be safe, yet not feel safe. The goal was to disturb your refuge, because once a Capricorn loses peace at home, everything becomes harder. Your home is your charging station. Someone tried to tamper with it. And Capricorn, this did not come from a distant enemy. This came from someone with access, someone who knew your habits, someone who understood your trust. That realization can sting, but it's also what frees you, because now you're no longer confused. Confusion is what keeps these patterns alive. Clarity collapses them. If you find an object like this, do not handle it with bare hands. Wrap it first using cloth, paper, or a bag. Don't stare at it for long. Don't sit there analyzing it, trying to figure it out while your emotions rise. Its power is not in the shape, it's in the intention attached to it. Remove it with calm certainty, not fear. Fear is the fuel. Authority is the antidote. Take it completely out of your home. Do not store it on patios or balconies. Do not keep it as a memory. Do not pass it to someone else. It must not circulate. When it leaves your space, you may feel a deep release, sometimes dramatic, sometimes subtle at first, but real. And when this fourth object is gone, the entire structure collapses, the blockages weaken, the bad luck dissolves, your momentum returns. Your home feels like yours again. Capricorn, this is why things felt harder than they should have. It wasn't that you were incapable. It wasn't that your destiny was against you. It was interference inside your most sacred space. And even with that pressure, you still endured. That alone proves your strength. You don't need to confront whoever did this. You don't need to announce it. The universe balances what you don't need to touch. Your job was to reclaim your space and your power, and you're doing it. Sometimes the greatest victory is quiet, clean, and final. After removing what doesn't belong, bring light back into your home. Open windows, rearrange corners, create order. Let your space reflect the new you, the you that sees clearly, chooses wisely, and doesn't allow hidden anchors to remain. This isn't superstition, Capricorn. This is energetic boundaries. It's discernment. It's maturity. Now hold this truth. Nothing and no one can control you once you recognize your authority. The four objects have no influence when you refuse to host them. The betrayal is exposed. The cycle is closing. Your home is your refuge again. Your energy is yours again. And from this moment forward, the path begins to align in your favor. If this message helped you, subscribe to Capricorn Intuition so you stay protected and aware of what's unfolding next. And before you go, hit like, because every time you choose clarity over fear, you strengthen the version of you that cannot be manipulated.